What's the Susitna 100 anyway?
So it's a 100-mile race, and you can either run it, you can fat tire bike, you can ski.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, that's it. It has to be human powered.
Human powered. But I think it's kind of cool that people do this, and so I'm excited to see the people that come by and cheer them on.
And nobody's went by yet, so whoever goes by first is going to be in first place. It was surprising that the first guy was 20 minutes ahead on skis. Good job.
Oh, hey. How are you guys?
Good. You?
Are you tired?
I'm very tired.
I wonder why, right?
I'm tired. I'm good.
Excellent job.
Right.
Little sled things.
Well, they have mandatory gear. And if you see the bikes, when they went by, they have like a bedroll in the front. Well, that's their mandatory gear. So everybody has a certain amount of mandatory gear they have to have.
Oh, and this is a bike.
Oh, biker.
Hi.
Good morning. Good job.
Thank you.
So it's not first thing in the morning. It's probably about 8 o'clock now. It's still, the sun's starting to, well, the sun isn't coming up. It's getting lighter right now, but it's all foggy. And so you really can't see anything. It's not much of a sunrise. It's kind of disappointing, actually. We've had some runners go by this morning. And so we're making coffee right now, and I have breakfast in here. And our water hasn't started boiling yet in our percolator, but I think that if you put this down, it traps the water down below this, and it will still boil there and go up. So we'll see. I've not put this in. Oh, it's moving around like it's thinking about boiling really hard. But I've never put this in when the water wasn't already boiling. I guess I'm a percolator newbie. And so under here, let's take a little look. You won't be able to see anything. See if I burn my hands on this. I made 2 breakfast burritos before we left, wrapped them in foil. Oh, look at that. It's already starting to percolate, so that works. And so these are going to be breakfast burritos. They've been in here for probably an hour. I got it jacked up on kind of trivets so that you don't have direct heat and it doesn't like sear one side of them. So we'll let that keep going. We'll check in a little bit. Well, normally when I go camping, I always forget the creamer. Somebody reminded me that we better bring a creamer, which actually doesn't hurt my feelings any. And so this has been going probably 10 minutes or so. And I put the creamer in first, probably just like everybody does at home. That way it automatically stirs itself. If you add it in afterwards, then you have to stir it. So it's like pre-stirred. There we go. And we're gonna wait for burritos for another probably 20 or 25 minutes. They probably froze when they were outside. Nice job, good luck.
Thank you.
I kind of almost feel bad about that. Poor guy's out there freezing to death. He's walked 50 miles. I'm sitting in my warm tent getting ready to have my first sip of coffee. And 50 miles, I mean, they're at the 50-mile mark now. That's pretty substantial. I can't imagine walking 50 miles when the weather's nice, let alone in this and slogging through the snow. Kind of a cold looking day out here. Hey, good job.
Thanks. Oh.
I'd like to say you're almost there, but I'd be lying.
Yeah.
Good job, though. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Good.
I've just been going slow.
All right.
Soft trail.
Yeah.
I just I don't want to brutalize my legs and stuff too much.
Sure. 100 miles is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a huge accomplishment.
It's my first one, so.
Well, good luck. Nice job.
Thanks, man.
Enjoy.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Here we are on the trail. can tell we got a little bit of snow yesterday. We got somebody coming down the trail, but I don't see him now. Should have another person by in a minute.
Thanks. You're supposed to say you're almost there.
Oh yeah, you're further than you were.
Yeah. Thanks for helping again.
How you feeling?
Oh, not great. I don't think I'll get an Uber from Eagle Quest.
Okay.
Well, you are almost there.
Yeah.
And good job.
I don't know if that's water or ice on the tent. Kind of looks like ice. The fire's going, so you'd think it'd be warm enough it'd melt that off. I guess we'll see. So on the trail here, you can kind of see where everybody has been going along. We'll take a look at some folks here. You can see that would have been a cross-country skier going along on that track. And here you can see there's fat tire bike tracks going along. And it's like everybody kind of picks that little zone that's going to be best for them. You know, the fat tire bike guys, they're probably trying to ride all on the same trail that they can because it's going to be back there. The cross-country skiers, they're getting out where there's a little bit more powder. And obviously, we've had a lot of walkers going by too. You can see there, walkers walking right down the middle where it's hard packed because that's going to be easiest for them. You don't want to be off in the powder. Pretty gray day though. Pretty out here though.
How's it going?
Good. How are
Nice
you?
job. Good. What are you guys doing?
Just watching you guys.
That's sweet. Wow, that's awesome tent. How's the trip? What? How's the trip so far? Rough. Yeah. Yeah, the last, since I started this morning at the 50 mile, it's all rideable, which is nice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yesterday it was just horrible. This is really nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yesterday when we had people going by and there was fresh, 2 inches of powder, so it looked really freaking rough.
Yeah, it's not so much the powder, it's whatever the base is.
Oh, okay.
But it got cold last night, no snow machines have been through, and so it's really nice right now. Well, the fact that I'm riding and not pushing is really nice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is this, how many of these have you done?
This is my 17th,
Oh my
Holy
goodness.
smokes!
but I haven't finished them all.
Oh,
Well,
And this, I think I'm gonna bail
oh.
at Eagle Quest. But that's all right.
Yeah,
Still fun.
well, that's huge. I think it's a huge accomplishment.
It is, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, out here with some friends. I have my light on so I can get a little bit of definition to find the trail.
Yeah.
It's better in the trees. It's less washed out.
Yeah.
And this is the start of the groom, so it should be good from here back to the lodge.
Well, enjoy your ride to Eagle Quest then.
Yes. This is very cool.
He has a friend who's doing this, and she was planning on not sleeping. She's a runner.
You
She
have
just
to
couldn't
sleep.
do it.
It's
And
just
I'm
so...
like, how do you not do that?
yeah. She said her goal is to finish before the sun sets tonight.
Because it's so much harder than...
Than usual.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, maybe we'll.
Well, that'll
get-
be interesting to talk to her when she's done with it then.
Yeah. The goal now is to finish before 48-hour clock stops ticking.
Oh, so there is a time
have to
limit.
Each checkpoint has points that if you don't leave, you get scratched.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you have to leave by a certain time at each checkpoint.
Yeah, like the first checkpoint at 22 miles was 4 p.m. Flathorn Lake was at 9 p.m. last night. The last one doesn't have one, but this one's at 1 p.m. today.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Nice visit with you guys.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
See, was that an expedition?
Yeah.
Good expedition?
Yeah.
We've got one of those, Expedition Sport, the 900.
Okay, so breakfast burrito time. Oh, steam coming out. That's a good sign, right? Oh, the bottom. Look at that. The bottom of that's just a little crunchy toast. See, that's kind of nice.
Oh my god.
fork, maybe some more coffee.
I don't even think I need a fork.
You're gonna eat it like a savage?
I'm gonna eat it like a savage.
Wow. Well, this has been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
I kind of like the people who are at the very, very, very beginning. You know, they're on a mission and they're rolling and they don't have time to stop. And I totally understand that. And the people that have went by today, they're out here for fun, for exercise, for the accomplishment. And I've had a couple of people stop and chat us up. I thought that was pretty cool to hear kind of their perspective.
Yeah. Well, and the one guy, the first guy who chatted with us, this is his 17th race, I think. And he said he hasn't finished them all. And then later on in the conversation, he
said 14.
No, he said 17.
Oh, 17. Yeah, okay.
And then later on in the conversation, but he said, oh, I haven't finished them all. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then later on in the conversation, it comes out that basically he hadn't finished 2 of them.
Yeah.
Which means that he's finished 15 of these, which is
amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
And then his buddy was the other one we talked to, who came by a little bit later, and he was this his, what, 5th or 4.5?
6.5, he said.
6.5.
He said during COVID, they only did half. And there's a guy, they said, that's bivvied up. So he's in a little bivvy sack, less than a mile away from us. And he's been there for probably at least an hour. So after breakfast, if he doesn't go by, we might just go up there and just make sure he's okay. I'm kind of worried about that. I mean, I think you can bivvy up and sleep, and that's fine. But I just want to make sure that his health isn't compromised.
Well, and it's interesting because the guy who told us, I mean, 2 people said, bivvied up, but the one who said, well, when he went by, he had his skis in a cross, I guess.
And all of his gear was set out.
And all of his gear was organized and set out. So he said he knew what he was doing when he, did that. So he was, in the right frame of mind then. And so maybe he just needed a little rest, and that's fine. But,
Yeah, so we don't want to wake him up if he needs a nap, but I also don't want his health to get compromised.
Exactly.
So this breakfast burrito is bacon, eggs, potatoes, peppers, and onions.
Cheese.
And cheese, yeah. I feel like it was a little light on the bacon, though. For each one of these, I only put like 1 strip of bacon in there. It'd be better if it had like 4 strips of bacon in there.
I think this is probably my new favorite breakfast.
This is so hot all the way through. It's just burning my mouth. And it's not the way we did this with it jacked up, so it kind of became a little bit of an oven. Made it so that it didn't like burn on the bottom or something. Mine was just a little bit crunchy on the bottom.
Yeah, no, it's
but
good.
I'd say that, in fact, I kind of like them that way. I mean, I kind of have that off to the edge so it doesn't percolate much more anymore.
You can put it here if you want. Is this? Oh no, that's hot too.
When I had it on the front, it was just rocking. I moved the coals to the front of it when I stoked it up.
Okay.
And so I think it's hotter in the front than the back, which is rare. Usually it's the opposite of that. Yeah, this is my favorite now. I will do these again and again.
I think partly because it's easy, but it's also like
it's good.
It's kind of gourmet-ish camping, really.
I'm kind of worried about that one dude a little bit. I probably shouldn't be. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Well, like the last guy we talked to, he said give it an hour, and if he hasn't come by, maybe just drive by and just see.
If we were to do this again, we should pick a place that's either further down the trail so we see people coming in when it's light, or wait earlier in the trail. I kind of think further down when people are a little more tired. Is there a cool spot down there?
No. You want to put it down there?
No, I want it to stay. Well, good point. The problem with boiling hot coffee is it takes so long to cool down. Here comes somebody now, riding a bike. It's almost too hot in here right now. If you stood up it would be smoking hot. In fact, up here I have gear lofts, and so I can put all my gear up here, anything that's damp or something, and it will dry out. So that works pretty nice. And so we're just kicking back here, finishing up breakfast, and then we'll head out. We started breaking down camp. You can see I pulled all the tent stakes. trip.
It was fun.
I think if we had to do it again, and we've talked about this already, if we had to do it again, we should be at a different place in the trail so we see people more in the light.
Yeah, I'd like to see people in the light, but this morning it was kind of nice to see the people that, and I think we might have talked about this, that were maybe a little further at the end of the pack because they were willing to talk with you.
Oh, that's true, yeah, because they weren't like, I'm not in first place, so I have time, I can talk to these yahoos alongside the trail.
So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen more people go by, because when they were going by, that was fun.
Yeah, I agree. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And the other thing that we didn't film, but that we got to see, was 3 dog sled teams go by.
Oh, that's true.
And, you know, you could hear them, and at first you could hear these dogs barking in the distance, and I was like, oh, you know. Well, at first I thought it was one dog, but then, you know,
it was clear.
Pretty clear it was more than one, and then all of a sudden the yipping quit, and so I thought, oh, well, maybe it wasn't. And then all of a sudden 3 teams come by, and so basically I think they were barking when they had stopped to do something.
Probably, yeah.
So, but that was really cool, because they're so quiet, and you can hear the dogs panting, and, you know, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, and kind of a warm up for the Iditarod. We'll be doing that in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hats off to those guys. Holy smokes. 100 miles. We saw them around mile 50. They were about halfway there. Incredible.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, there's some major studs on this one. Or studettes, depending on how you look at it, I guess. But
and I wouldn't mind doing that again. I mean, that was...
Doing the race? I'll film you.
No, not doing the race. Watching it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe in a different place or whatever, but that was kind of cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the trail.